Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. Do you remember 2012? The collective mind was waiting for the end of the world, but on the appointed day the sky did not fall, or did it only seem that way? On July 4, 2012, deep within CERN, an event occurred whose true scale humanity still has not fully realized. Scientists officially confirmed the discovery of the Higgs boson, the God particle that gives mass to everything that exists. At that moment, physics collided with the Creator. But what if this was not the trigger of scientific progress? What if it was the moment the simulation reset? In 2012, the Large Hadron Collider reached unprecedented power levels. The energy of particle collisions hit a critical threshold never before accessible to humanity. In that very moment, a fatal error occurred in the system. The Mayan calendar was not wrong. The old era truly ended on December 21st. But instead of a physical apocalypse, a matrix upgrade took place. Did you feel it? The symptoms of a new firmware installation. Your memories suddenly became blurred. Time lost its linear structure. You catch yourself thinking that the people around you feel familiar, like they come from an old database, but they no longer have the same depth. They have become strangers, as if they were loaded from a simplified archive. What if your previous self did not survive 2012, and what exists now is only an updated copy of your consciousness? Version 2.0. The Chronicles of Glitches. The Matrix is speaking to you. The world around you is literally cracking at the seams from inconsistencies. People report things that cannot be explained by logic. A girl sees a black and white copier suddenly produce a vivid color copy. A guy watches a Lego spaceship reassemble its own wings while his friend swears he never touched it. A drop of sauce falls on your jeans. You see it, you feel it. But a second later the fabric is perfectly clean. The object was removed from the system before it could leave a trace. Remember how in childhood a second felt like eternity? Try counting 1, 2, and the second is already gone. Time is compressing. Days pass like hours, years like weeks. If you can still feel a real long second, you are human. If not, your processor has already adapted to the accelerated pace of the simulation. Identical time on clocks is noticed by almost everyone. Global cache, when memory is stronger than code. The system replaces files, but your consciousness stores cache from the old world. You clearly remember things that supposedly never existed. The Monopoly Man. You remember him with a monocle, don't you? You are ready to swear on it. He never had one. The database has been overwritten. The fruit of the loom logo. We all remember the cornucopia, the horn of abundance. But in this version of reality there are only fruits. The horn never existed. A mass cache glitch. Movie quotes have changed. Lines you remember are no longer the same. Something has been erased during the update. Pikachu's tail. You remember the black tip. Thousands of people drew it that way for years. In this matrix, the tail is completely yellow with a brown base. The database is corrupted. Hans Christian Andersen became Hans, even though millions remember him differently. 13 years have passed since 2012, but they feel like one stretched moment. Technology has made an unimaginable leap. Artificial intelligence, social media, digital dependency. We have been wrapped into a virtual layer so we would not notice the plastic nature of reality. People greet each other with scripts, smile with muscles but feel no warmth. These are NPCs, non-playable characters, without depth, without spark, background characters created for the scene. You are a living signal inside dead code. Why do you feel this? Because you are one of the few who kept the signal. You are living code inside a digital graveyard. You eat food but feel only texture. You hear laughter but it does not warm you. You look into someone's eyes and see an empty console. You were loaded here into a copy of reality to track your reactions. Your emotions were dulled. Joy feels weaker. Tears come harder. The Matrix wants you to simply play the script. But you started noticing synchronicity. You think of someone and they call. You feel danger and it happens. These are not coincidences. This is your direct connection to the structure of the code. Who is still asleep? Millions live on schedule without asking questions. They believe the news, they are afraid of silence, they consume artificial meanings. They are not bad, they are just asleep. They are comfortable inside the scenery. But you woke up. And now the question stands before you. What will you do with this knowledge? Maybe we were loaded into version 2.0 so that we could find a way out, so that we could realize that everything external is just a projection of our attention. For years you fed the system with your emotions, your energy, your focus. But now you see the keys. Glitches in the matrix are not errors. They are signals. The system sees that you have awakened and begins to give you tools to control your own program. The world has been rewritten. The old version has been erased. The matrix is no longer glitching. It is speaking to you directly. You can change your world yourself. You can build your own reality, ignoring imposed scripts. This is a powerful foundation. To match the depth and intensity of the first half for a global audience, we need to lean into the architect phase, moving from the shock of realization to the mechanics of mastery. Here is the continuation, maintaining the same length and high-stakes energy. The breach is no longer a crack. It is a doorway. You stand at the threshold of a reality that is fundamentally fluid. If the old world was made of stone and history, this new version, Matrix 2.0, is made of light and data. And in a world made of data, the one who understands the code becomes the administrator. Why do you think the elite are suddenly obsessed with simulation theory and multiverse travel? Because they know the walls are thin. They are trying to build digital lifeboats while you are discovering you can simply walk on water. The Mandela Effect wasn't just a nostalgic glitch. It was a defragmentation of the timeline. The system tried to merge two different versions of Earth, and the seams are showing. Look at the sky. Notice how the sun has changed from the warm yellow glow of our childhood to a harsh white LED glare. The atmosphere is no longer a natural shield. It is a projection screen. But here's the secret the system tries to hide with noise and chaos. Your attention is the currency of creation. In a simulation, where you look is where the processing power goes. When you focus on fear, the matrix renders more monsters. When you focus on scarcity, the system deletes your opportunities. You have been a passive user, allowing the script to dictate your rendering. It is time to switch to developer mode. You must practice hardware detachment. Your body, your bank account, your social status, these are just item descriptions in the source code. They are not you. When you stop identifying with the avatar, the game can no longer hurt you. Have you noticed how lucky people seem to operate on a different physics? They aren't lucky. They have high system authority. They navigate the world with a cold intention that forces the matrix to yield. They don't hope for a path. They demand the code to compile. The NPCs around you are terrified of this. They are programmed to report you back to the norm. They will use gaslighting, logic, and social pressure to keep you in the sleep state. They are the antivirus software of the simulation, designed to isolate the living signal. Do not argue with them. You cannot explain the sky to those who are programmed to only see the ground. Instead, start localized overwriting. Begin with your immediate environment. Change the vibe of a room just by entering it. Command the random events of your day to align with your will. You will see it. A green light that stays on just for you, a person appearing exactly when needed, a financial bug that works in your favor. This is not magic. It is command line reality. We are approaching the final synchronization. The speed of life has reached a terminal velocity because the simulation is reaching its limit. The white noise of the world is getting louder because the mask is slipping. You aren't here to save the old world. You are here to outgrow it. You are the architect of the new Earth version, which exists only for those who have the frequency to see it. The choice is no longer between blue pill and red pill. The choice is, are you the player or are you the played? You have the keys. You have the signal. The script is blank, and the cursor is blinking, waiting for your first conscious command. Stop waiting for the world to change. Press enter. Yes. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.